recording. Am I ready? Ready? Okay, so I'm Hillary, in case you don't know, and I will be talking about tips for urban survival. Who here carries a personal protection device or knowledge of self-defense? All right. It's interesting that not more people carry personal protection devices, given the fact that we live in a fairly dangerous area in California. There's a lot of crime. I believe this is mainly because of the lack of information about personal protection products, and I hope to solve that today by informing you guys. So first I'm going to talk about my business, which is Damsel Defense, just a little bit. And then I'm going to tell you 3 questions to ask yourself before you purchase any self-defense products. And then I'm going to tell you about 3 personal protection products that are available and some tips for self-defense. Damsel Defense is a company which started 2 years ago, and it was started by 2 women who they were mothers and they didn't want to have guns in their homes, so they went out looking for personal protection products and they couldn't find anything for women. They only found stuff geared towards men, so they saw the opening in the market and decided to start a company. Both were victims of sexual assault, and so they saw the importance of having personal protection, which is why our company is geared towards women. However, this doesn't mean that guys don't need to pay attention because, well, for one, you all have mothers, sisters, cousins, aunts. Also, anybody can be a victim. It doesn't just mean it's not just women. Men are victims all the time. And then would you want your loved ones to be caught empty-handed without protection on them? Okay. So 3 questions that you should ask yourself before you purchase any personal protection products are: 1, are you going to be able to access it? Is it going to be, carried with you all the time, or is it going to be left at home? The other question, number 2 is, are you going to be able to use it at a moment's notice? And number 3 is, are you going to be willing to use it in case of an emergency, or are you going to be afraid to use it, or afraid not know how to use it? So if you ask yourself these questions, it helps you to kind of pick which one would be best for you. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some different self-defense products. One of them being self-defense training. Self-defense training gives you increased effectiveness, situational awareness, helps you to utilize the tools that you have better. So if you are carrying a stun gun, and self-defense training, you might be able to use it more quickly or judge better if it would be the right situation even using it. The drawback is that it costs time and money. So if you don't have time and money, you might want to find something else that's, that you can keep in your purse. Next is pepper spray. Pepper spray comes in a potency range from 2% to 18% oleoresin capsicum, which is just a fancy way of saying red pepper. They are, you don't have to be so close range if you use pepper spray. You're not going to have to be right up in somebody's face. You can use it from 12 to 15 feet away, which is a benefit, especially, if the person's a really dangerous criminal. You don't want to have to be too close to them. One thing about Damsel Defense's pepper sprays is that they have a UV dye, so they mark the assailant for up to a week. So if you spray somebody up to a week later, they can be identified by police with the use of a black light, which is really cool. And also, they can't get it off. They can wash and wash and wash, and it won't come off. Pepper spray is immediately effective. It lasts for 60 minutes, and it doesn't have any permanent injury at all to the person. It's also considered to be one of the easiest and most effective personal protection products by law enforcement. One of the drawbacks is you don't want to shoot upwind. So if it's windy and the wind is blowing towards you, you don't want to shoot into the wind because then it would come back at you, and that would be bad. And also, milk relieves the effects of pepper spray if you do happen to accidentally get it on you. Now, there's different sizes of pepper sprays and stuff that you can get. Damsel Defense, we offer just 2 different sizes. There's the half ounce and the 2 ounce container. Now, they both have the UV dye, but the half-ounce container, it shoots 12 feet, and the other one shoots 15 feet, and has a glow-in-the-dark nozzle. So I actually think that like this one, on the bottom, would be really good in like bars and stuff behind the counter. Now, stun guns, which are my favorite. Stun guns use high voltage and low amperage to temporarily disable an attacker. So it's the high voltage and low amperage that makes them non-lethal. What happens when a person gets stunned with a stun gun is the energy from the stun gun is dumped into their muscles, which causes the muscles to produce lactic acid. Lactic acid is the exact same thing that causes your muscles to feel tired and burn when you're working out. Now, the length of time that a stun gun is applied actually doesn't make a difference. So 1 second causes just muscle spasms, 2 seconds can cause loss of balance, and 3 to 5 seconds can temporarily immobilize somebody for like 15-20 minutes. Now, there's a lot of different stun guns to choose from. So if you are going out to get a stun gun, you probably would want to pay most of the attention to like the voltage. Because see, like they have a one that looks like lipstick, but which is 950,000 volts, but that has to have skin contact, so you can't, use it through a jacket or something. It's not going to do anything. But the 7.5 million volt one or the 6 million volt ones would have a much greater effect, and they can actually be used through clothing. And they also make a pretty scary sound too. So it's, even if a person's like messing with you and you show them that you have a stun gun, you make the sound with it, they're going to probably be like, okay, I'm not going to mess with that person. Safety tips. So these are just a couple safety tips. They're not like going to save you if it were like a huge incident, but always be aware of your surroundings. When you're walking, especially at night or by yourself, don't listen to your headphones in both ears or be texting on your phone, because that makes you an easy target, and that's what perpetrators look for. They look for somebody who's not paying attention. And also, if you're in a situation where you are being assaulted, take charge and fight back. Don't just let things happen to you passively. However, don't fight back trying to keep them from stealing from you. Let them take whatever they want, and then go get help, because the chances of injury increase they get much greater when you try to fight back for a material object. And also get help. So once you get away, get help if you need to. In conclusion, today I told you about damsel in defense, 3 questions you should ask yourself before you purchase any self-defense products, 3 types of personal protection products, and some safety tips. I hope that after hearing my speech that you can go into like a store, if you're looking for protection, and make an informed decision about which one is best for you. Yeah. There's my sources. Any questions?
I have a question. Okay, the stun guns, do we need a license of some sort?
No, not in California. In California, stun guns are legal. And the pepper spray is also legal for even for teenagers, age 16 and over, if the parent gets a quarrel.
So the UV thing, this thing is like a stain it, because I really did one of those things.
Really?
You spray like
the pepper spray?
No, the one that what you call it, the UV.
That's pepper spray.
No, the
Oh, the stun gun or the pepper spray?
pepper spray has a UV thing.
Yeah, it has a UV dye, so it's a color pigment that when it's sprayed on the person, it marks them. So like if they get away, they could still be located later on if you have a good description when they find them.
So which one do you think effective? Because I work in Oakland all the time, and when I go to bar,
it depends on you. If you feel comfortable using a stun gun to protect yourself, then by all means, I would get a 7.5 million volt stun gun, and anybody messes with me, I would try to show it to them. That's what me. But I mean, pepper spray is really effective, and it keeps distance between you and the person. So that's also another thing I think that's distance.
So that's legal, how to carry this stuff, okay.
Min?
What if like the person's like really sweaty or wet or something? Is that going to be like an electrocution incident?
No, and also if they're like wet or something, it's not. If they're touching you, it's not going to go back into you. Like, so let's say you're starting somebody and they're standing in water, it's not going to cause like any kind of big electrical incident or anything.
It won't transfer to you if they touch you?
No. I don't know how that works, but I do know it's one of the things that we learned right at the beginning. So.
If you're like walking around alone at night, is it good to talk on your phone? Because then that way you're communicating with someone on your phone? Because I've heard that before, that it's good to be on your phone, like talking on it.
Not in Oakland. From my school.
They actually do say that, yeah, having a phone in general is better than having no phone because it shows that you have contact with the outside world. They make studies that look like cell phones because, women who go on blind dates can take them and, have them sitting on the table right across from their dinner partner and the person won't even know that, the person has a stun, which is, good if you like to go on blind dates.